Welcome to another episode of The Evolution, the Transformative Podcast, your go-to podcast for unlocking the limitless power of your energy and mindset. I'm Javon, also known as Mr. Raise the Vibes, your personal growth coach dedicated to transforming the way you think, feel, and experience life. If you haven't already, it would mean the world to me if you would please subscribe to this channel and follow us on Instagram at @RaiseTheVibes_. So, quick check-in, quick update. I am in an amazing space. I am feeling the best that I've felt in a really long time. And I really have to credit that just to my experience just this past weekend, okay? 19 Keys was in Boston, and I had the opportunity to go there and attend his event, right? And it was all about saving yourself, and there was so much valuable information that was given, not just by him, but by everybody there, right? Kurt did a phenomenal job organizing the event, and he put together a phenomenal panelist of folks that were really local in the Boston community that were just providing so much valuable game. And then 19 Keys did a phenomenal job inviting his guests up there, and it was really a great experience, right? I don't want to talk too much about it because if you weren't there, you missed out. That's all I'm going to say is you really missed out on a great opportunity to just be in a space filled with just so many high level individuals and to be a part of that high level conversation. But nonetheless, just being in the area and the proximity of these high performers like that really does something to me. I'm a very strong believer in that space retains energy, and just the amount of energy, positive energy that was in that space was unreal. Jaylen Brown was also there, and I'm talking about the power of the vibration frequencies and what really influences all of that for everybody. And I think with our tagline being vibrate at your highest frequency for Raise the Vibes, it was very fitting. And honestly, when he was up there talking, it just made me want to do so much more research, right? I think that one thing that we talk about is the power of our energy, and that we're constantly emitting energy, some at a higher level, some at a lower level. But a lot of that is in our control, and there are things that we can do to raise the frequency in which we're vibrating at. And Jaylen Brown's actually working on a technology that will kind of help us regulate that without taking any medicine or any type of having to consume any type of pharmaceutical drug. So shout out to JB for that. He's more than just a great basketball player. He's actually a phenomenal person, and I'm really loving the type of man that I'm learning that he is, that he's been all throughout his time here in Boston. So no. Jaylen Brown's doing a great job, but overall, just I'm feeling really good, really re-energized, really refreshed after just this amazing weekend that I had. And throughout my weekend, I felt a lot of feelings, and I felt like I was stuck in this space of feeling like an imposter, right? And I say that because there are people that are living in their truth. They are living in their purpose, and they are doing that, right? They are where they want to be, and they're doing exactly what it is that they want to do. And I admire that. I love that. That is commendable. That is the highest level of self-respect that I think a person can have for themselves, where they love themselves enough and they respect themselves enough to the point that they are going to take the most and make the most out of this life and do exactly what it is that they want to. And me being around that and knowing that these are people that are doing the thing that they want to do, knowing that this is something that I'm still working towards, it really highlighted a little bit of my shortcoming, and it wasn't really a good feeling. Now, I'm extremely self aware of how I'm feeling and what I feel, and I'm also very aware that everyone's journey is different. But for a brief moment, I really felt like an imposter, and it was something that I hadn't felt in a really long time because I really keep to myself. I have a very small circle and a network of people that I rarely associate with. So there's really no one for me to compare myself to because I'm doing my own thing and I'm not really worried about what anybody else is doing. I'm just focusing on my daily inputs and knowing that I'm doing what I need to do in order to get me where I need to be. Okay. So a lot of my efforts are just self motivated because I know what's on the other side of it for me. But just for a brief moment this weekend, felt like an imposter. And in me feeling like that, I wanted to come on here and talk about something, okay? And I want to talk about these two very specific types of people, right? There are the people that want to be something, and then there are the people that are the wannabe something, right? Two very different groups of people, right? And I found myself feeling like a wannabe, which is someone that is just chasing an image over purpose. They are doing things for validation rather than for the value. They are people that are more interested with the facade and this image that they're trying to maintain and put out to the world rather than being the person that's the want to be, which is committed to the process. They're driven by purpose and the vision and not just the outcome. These want-to-bes have a very defined goal, and everything that they are doing is in alignment with that. And it was tough for me because I had to snap back out of it, right? I had to get myself back to reality and realize that, like, no, I'm not a wannabe. Just because these people are at a very particular place in their life, further along in their personal journey than I am, that doesn't mean that I'm an imposter. That doesn't mean that I'm a wannabe. I'm not chasing anything that they have. I'm chasing my own personal mission. And in me doing so, I am becoming what I am meant to be. I am becoming what I want to be. And this isn't a facade. This isn't for the show. This isn't for the gram. This isn't for any reason other than because through my spiritual connection and my spiritual journey, I've found out and I've discovered what it is that is meant for me. And in doing so, everything that I do is in alignment with that. Therefore, it's not so much that I am a wannabe, but being in that space and feeling a little bit overwhelmed with just the amount of success that is in the room. And I always look at the people doing better than me. I always look at the people that have accomplished things that I set out to. And I look at those people as motivation. And so for me, it was strange for me to even admit that I felt this way because I usually don't ever look at anybody as competition. But in a brief moment, I looked at it as like, wow, it was just a lot for me to take in. So in that, I just wanted to come on here and really define the difference, man. Make sure we're all aware of the difference between the wannabes in life and the want-to-bes. Okay? There's nothing wrong with being a want-to-be, right? Because we all have something that we want to be, right? There's this goal, there's this objective, there's this destination that we have in mind. And once you've clearly defined that, everything that you're doing for the want to be is in alignment with that. So if you're somebody that wants to work in real estate, you are taking a real estate class probably. You're going to these open houses, you're connecting with other realtors. You might not necessarily be a realtor yet, but you are doing the things that realtors do, right? Because you want to be a realtor. So you are doing the work to become a realtor, as opposed to somebody that calls himself a realtor, but doesn't really do the work behind it. They just say, I'm a realtor. They talk about it, right? Many times they go out with their friends, they talk, and someone asks them, what do they do? Oh, I'm a realtor. But what work do you do as a realtor? When was the last time you sold a property? When was the last time you tried to sell a property? Are you even taking the class to become a realtor? Do you have any plans on taking the class, right? These wannabes are the people that are portraying themselves as something that they're not, because they like the status of the realtor. They like being called as a realtor. They want to have that association of being a realtor without actually doing the work that it requires to be a realtor, right? That was the difference between the wannabes and the want-to-bes, right? And the wannabes are just chasing clout. The wannabes are motivated by status and by an image, right? But the want-to-bes, they're internally driven, right? It's a part of their identity. It's a part of who they are. They focus more on alignment and on passion rather than being cool and popular and what's trendy, because what they want to be is consistent with with their purpose, with their passion specifically, and thinking about like maybe your favorite social media influencer, right? Now, are there some influencers out there that are wannabes? Yes. Are there some social media influencers out there that are want-to-bes? Yes. And when I talk about social media influencers, the first one that comes to Ashton Hall, right? The man with the amazing routine, the seems like his life is a little bit too perfect, right? He goes to bed early, he reads the Bible, he wakes up, he has his 2 different workouts, he goes to the gym, he has his pool workout, he has his skincare routine, right? There's a lot of people hating on this man because he went to a game and they saw him at a game at 9 p.m. Now, I'm sure people are looking for any reason to assassinate this man's character. But for what? At what cost, right? Because I look at it as you must be somebody that he made feel some type of way by posting his routine, by posting what a high level performer does to be able to maintain being a high level performer, a successful one at that. And him doing that, it highlighted your incompetencies, your shortcomings. It highlighted that you don't do what you say you're going to do. It highlighted that you're not disciplined enough. It highlighted that you're not consistent enough to have the things that he has and to live the life that he does. And it's really sad to see that there are people trying to tear this man down because he's disciplined, because he's consistent, because he does what he needs to do in order to live this life and to be this successful, high-performing man. And I find that it's a lot of the wannabes that are breaking him down, because you can only pull somebody down if they're above you, right? There are real people out there that are really doing things, that are putting in the work behind the scenes, even when you're not looking, so that when you do see them living a regular life, that doesn't make them a wannabe because you caught them living life and enjoying their life the same way you would. They are humans too. Everybody deserves to find their happiness and joy in the day-to-day things. Just like how some people like to go for long walks on the beach, or they like to go travel the world, or they want to go play in the forest. Well, maybe this very consistent and disciplined man that's very much a high performer, maybe he likes to enjoy a basketball game every once in a while. That doesn't make him any less consistent that he's been to accomplish the amount of success that he has, right? Because there's 2 different types of people, right? Those are the people that are actually doing it And then there are those people that just capture moments for the gram rather than trying to introduce you to a lifestyle that has helped them get to this level of success, right? There are those people that are showing you how to be successful, and there are people showing you what success looks like taking a picture on a beach or taking a picture of a nice fancy meal, right? Taking a picture of them in a store, okay? These are the influencers, right? Because there's nothing to learn, there's nothing to take away from that. But what are they really showing? Nothing. It's all for clout, it's all for status. We know those people that will take a picture of the Louis Vuitton bag in the store, or they're in the Dior store, or they're at a nice steakhouse. Those are people that are doing things for the clouds, right? Those are the wannabes, because if it was really like that for you, you wouldn't be showing it. You're showing it because it's not really real. This is a rare occasion for you. As opposed to the people that really live that life, they don't really show it often because they live it every day, you know? Difference between the Want-To-Bes and the Wannabes, right? It's so obvious, but we really gotta make sure that we're not confusing the two, and we're not worshiping the wrong one while crucifying the other one, right? Doesn't really make sense. But I really want to talk about the power that comes from being intentional with your identity, right? And how self-awareness is the key from transforming from a wannabe to a want-to-be, okay? And that starts with the daily habits and the importance of adopting discipline and shifting your mindset. Because it's not impossible, right? It's not impossible to go from a wannabe to a want-to-be, okay? Because at the core of all wannabes, they want to be. They just don't want to do the work. That's the biggest difference. The want-to-bes are okay with doing the work. The wannabes want the results minus the work. That's why you're a wannabe. That's why you will never be, because you don't want to do the work, right? That's the main difference that separates the wannabes and the want-to-bes. They want the same thing, but the wannabes just don't want to do the work, okay? But just because you are a wannabe right now, right? Let's accept the fact that that's who they are right now. That's not who they're going to be forever, because there are things that they can do to become somebody, to become what it is that they want to become. But it starts with focusing on those daily habits, right? Adopting discipline into your routine, being consistent, having that positive mental attitude, right? These are some of the things that you can do to help you along the journey so that you are a want-to-be, right? It's not about where you start. It's about who you are becoming and making sure that you're doing the work so that you are able to become who you want to become, right? There's so many different things that you can do. Check on the motives, like what's really fueling you here. Are you doing it for the validation? If that's the case, you need to recognize that you're doing it for the wrong reasons, okay? Don't do it for the gram. Don't do it for the fans. Don't do it for the people. Do it for you, because it's something that you want, right? Because you are a want-to-be. And what comes with being a want-to-be is doing the work because you know you need to do it, because you will become better so that you can become what you want to be. That should be enough motivation for you. That should be enough to encourage you to evolve your identity so that you can become what you want to be. So a quick exercise that you can do, right? For reflection, right? So you know where you stand, where you are on this scale from wannabe to wannabe, okay? There's the 3 steps that you can take to transition to a wannabe. Be very clear on your why, okay? Move away from the superficial desires. Move away from the clout chasing. Move away from the external validation. Be very clear on your why. Why is this something that you want to be? Really get to the bottom of that. Is it because you are pursuing a financial gain? Is it because it's in alignment with your passion? Is it what you believe? Is it your purpose? Is it bigger than you? Be very clear on your why, okay? Next thing is committing to the boring but necessary work, because that is the biggest thing that separates the Wannabes from the Want-To-Bes, is the ability to do the boring work, right? Do you think Ashton Hall enjoys going to bed early and missing out on all the extracurriculars that are happening after hours? No, he doesn't enjoy it, actually. He even said the only thing out at nighttime are temptations. That's going to get him off the mark. But that's besides the point, right? Doing the boring but necessary work is what's going to get you from a wannabe to a want-to-be, because this work is necessary. It's impossible for you to grow without actually doing the work necessary and going through those tough times that you need to go through in order to grow, right? And third, surround yourself with doers, not the dreamers. Really audit your circle and look at who's influencing you. Right? Are you around high-level people? Are you around high performers? Are you around ambitious people? Are you around motivated people? Are you around disciplined people? Surround yourself with the doers, not the dreamers, because you are the sum of your 5 closest friends or associates. So if you're hanging around with people that ain't got shit going, 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna have shit going either. Okay, so be very mindful of that. Be very aware of that. Okay. So I just want to encourage everybody, especially the wannabes, don't be a pretender. You are capable of doing what it is you want to do. You are capable of being what you want to be, but you just have to do the work. There is no way around it. There's no shortcuts. There's no way to teleport from a wannabe to a want-to-be. You have to do the work in order to get there. And understand that it may take a while. You may be moving slow, but some movement is better than no movement, okay? As long as you're getting closer to the end goal of what you want to be, you're a winner in my book. Okay, you will always be better than a wannabe as long as you are doing something to make you closer to what you want to be, all right? So, as I wrap up this episode, if you enjoyed it, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Follow us on Instagram at @raisethevibes_. Shoot us a message. Let us know what you think. Share it with somebody. Share it with a friend, a colleague, a family member. We're still trying to grow this community. We're still trying to provide as much value and really connect with the masses, all right? So if you haven't already, make sure you tap in with us. Shoot me a message. Let me know what you thought of this episode. But keep spreading those positive vibes and helping each other to evolve. But that's it for today. I'm Javon, Mr. Raise the Vibes, signing off. Stay focused, stay positive, and keep evolving. Stay tuned to our next episode.